What up, guys? Alchemist and I got something nice for you. So now, if y'all remember a while back when Final Shape first came out, I made a damage resist build for hunters that was like 96% damage resist. That was really good with like renewal grass and stuff and navigator, and it was a pretty cool build. But I decided to surpass my limits, and this will have to be the official highest damage resist hunter build ever made. You can't get higher than this. It's just impossible. Okay, the 99% damage resist build for hunters. Okay, I don't think it's possible to take 0 damage in this game. If it is, it would be literally a coding situation where the damage is so negligible that Bungie just coded in the game that it's impossible to take any damage if that happens. Because there is a way to get close to 100%. Like the highest I was able to get the damage resist is like 99.9%. But I don't think there's any like way to like get it to 100% where the game would just literally allow you to take 0 damage. I just don't think it's possible. The only thing I can think of, which I will talk about in this video, because this is gonna be a long explanation video before I show like the low sector portion, right? The only way to counter against the 1 damage that you will be taking is have something on that slowly regens your health, so you legit will not see it. And there is a way, as I explained. I will go into that, and if you do have that, then hey, you literally got a 100 build where you're invincible if all the stars align for you. But without further ado, let's get into this. So we're rocking Prismatic on this build. Obviously we're rocking Tenacious Mastery, Word of Crota, and Thunderlord for multiple reasons. Okay, and then we got our mods. I want to start with Word of Crota. Okay, Word of Crota, we're using this because of Repulsive Brace. Defeat and avoid debuff targets grants an overshield. I got Rampage on mine. You want Destabilize around. I got Rampage on mine because I usually rock Gear Falcons with this, so I don't need volatile rounds. So I just went with the Rampage for extra damage. But if you got a craftable Word of Crota, then having Destabilize around with this weapon is better for the build. So Destabilize around and Repulsive Brace. Any void weapon that got, any void primary weapon that got Repulsive Brace and Destabilize rounds is what you want for this build. Okay, this will give you a void overshield, and void overshield, since Bungie buffed it, gives you a 70% damage reduction for 8 seconds. Okay, for us, our void debuff going to be the artifact with the Void Marksman. When we get multiple precision hits with a void weapon or get rapid void weapon kills, we get volatile rounds. And then we also got rapidly applying volatile causes your next instance of void weapon damage to create a weakening burst. So we will be killing a lot of void weakened enemies. We also got a void grenade on with the fragment Facet of Dominance, which will be weakening targets as well. So we have a lot of ways to void debuff targets to activate Repulsive Brace to get that 70% damage reduction for 8 seconds. The second thing for our damage reduction is Woven Mail. We're rocking a class item for Woven Mail, which is Spirit of Sick and Arachne. And Sick and Arachne make it that whenever we use our grenade, we get 10 seconds of Woven Mail. Woven Mail give us 45% damage reduction for 10 seconds. So that's there. And then we also rocking Spirit of Inmost Light, which would make it that we get our grenade back quicker when we're using all our abilities and whatnot, melee, shade step, and you know, grenade, right? I actually do not want Spirit of Inmost Light. I've been grinding for this one exotic class item for the longest in the game. Have not dropped it for me, even though I focused it. But what you want for your class item is Spirit of Sick and Arachne, and the other one is Spirit of Renewal, which is the Dustfield grenade one, so you can get Frost Armor. That's the one I want. Reason being is because since I don't have that, I have to rock a Stasis Super for my Facet of Purpose so that I can get Frost Armor. If I had that class item, I could put on Golden Gun to have on Restoration whenever I pick up an Orb of Light, which would negate that 1 damage you would be taking if the stars align with all the damage reduction. The restoration from picking up an orb will counter that 1 damage you will be taking, allowing you to be truly invincible and take 0 damage in this game. Next thing we're going to be doing to take less damage is Sever. We got an artifact this season, Disruptor Spike. So whenever you sever a target in this game, you got this on. Instead of Sever doing 40% damage reduction from the enemy shooting at you, it does 52% damage reduction. We're rocking Prismatic, so we will be spamming our Threaded Spike. We got Endless Light on, and we got our Shade Step. When we Shade Step near someone, we get our melee back. And if we catch our Threaded Spike, if we're hitting multiple amount of enemies, we get our melee back. And we also got Facet of Solitude on, which will allow us to sever people from getting precision hits, which we will be doing with our Word of Crota because we want our volatile rounds. Next thing we got is Amplify, which gives us 15% damage reduction and make the enemies less accurate shooting at us. The way we're going to be getting Amplify is from the artifact, which says getting maximum bolt charges make you amplified, which is going to be super easy for us to do when we stun a champion and give us 10 stacks immediately. So that's going to be the way we get it. Also, we got this, killing art debuff targets give us bolt charges as well. And then we also got Thunderlord on, and Thunderlord is whenever you kill somebody, well, whenever it strikes lightning, you get a stack of bolt charge. All you need is 1 stack of bolt charge, and then after that you can just start dealing damage to get bolt charge stacks to 10. So that'll be the way we'll be getting amplified. So, you know, pretty simple to do, very consistently. It's not a hard thing to get amplified with bolt charges happening non-stop. Next thing we're gonna have for damage reduction is Heavy Ordnance Regeneration. Heavy Ordnance Regeneration give us 25% damage reduction for 16 seconds for just shooting 8 shots of a machine gun. 8 shots, so just 8 shots of Thunderlord into an enemy will give us the 25% damage reduction we need. But also, we'll be getting 85% melee and grenade ability regen for 10 seconds while activating this perk. Stack that with Endless Light, and we will be getting our melee and grenade back consistently to keep spamming grenades for Wolf Mail and keep spamming Threaded Spike for the Sever effects we're going to be doing. Next thing we got for damage reduction is Facet of Protection, which give us 15% damage reduction whenever we near enemies like 15 meters. Very easy to activate, and it stays on for a time period as well after it activates and you walk away from enemies. If you go Transcendence with this on, it busts the 15% damage reduction to 32% damage reduction, which is pretty good. We already touched on it already. We got Facet of Purpose on with our super to get Frost Armor. Frost Armor give us a 31% damage reduction for 9 seconds. Next thing we'll be using for damage reduction is we're going to be spamming our Shade Step with Winter Shroud. Winter Shroud gives us a 50% damage reduction for 4 seconds after we activate it. So we will be spamming our Shade Step whenever we get the chance, not only to create a clone for the enemy to shoot at, but also to get that 4 seconds of damage reduction of 50%. Again, we're going to be using our Most Light class ability, so it's going to be easy to get all of those things back. Next for damage reduction, we got 30% damage reduction from having 10 tier resilience. And then we also got resist mods in our chest piece that gives 15% damage reduction. The maximum can be 30 based on if you're stacking like 3 arc damage reduction, arc resistance, 3 of them be 30%. Or if you do like an arc resist and then put on like a sniper resist, that stacks together, giving you a bigger overall gain in percentage for the resistance instead of stacking, because dimension returns, you keep stacking one of these. Like if I stack 3 arcs, it'll be dimension returns compared to me just stacking an arc resistance and then a sniper resistance. So make sure you pay attention to that. It's way better to do arc resistance and sniper resistance compared to 2 arc resists. Way better. And after all of that together, you add all them percentages of damage resist together, and you get 99.1% damage reduction if all the stars align with that on. This math I just did is not including Transcendence with Facet of Protection. It's not adding that. It's not adding the damage reduction you get in Transcendence. It's not adding that at all. So it's actually higher than this. But on a normal basis of what I think you can actually accomplish, you know, all together in a regular play loop, 99.1% damage reduction. You can get the damage reduction to 99.9% if you replace Thunderlord with Heir Apparent, which gives you an arc shield that is 75% damage reduction, and you go Transcendence, which will make Facet Protection give you that 32% damage reduction. But I don't recommend this. Heir Apparent is not a very strong gun in PvE compared to Thunderlord. I still want the build to be viable, so yeah, I wouldn't recommend the Heir Apparent, even though it sounds kind of cool to be 99.9% damage reduction. We also got Tenacious on fight every champion in the game, can freeze targets, but also it has Chill Clip that triggers slow, which goes with our aspect when a Shroud. Whenever we slow a target, it gives us a brief moment of increased class ability regeneration. I think it's like 300%, 600% is one of those. It's a lot of numbers I'll be trying to keep track in my head on the top of the dome, but it's very quick for you to get it back. Okay. I did not change the mods yet. Give me 1 sec. Change the mods and armor. Okay, the mods we're rocking on this build is Void Siphon, because we are using Word of Crota, Heavy Ammo Finder for our Thunderlord, and then Harmonic Siphon, because we got Stay Super on. Tenacious can give us Orbs of Light as well. We're rocking Momentum Transfer, so when we call damage for our grenade, we will be getting melee energy back. When we call damage with our power melee, we'll get grenade energy back from impact induction. And then we'll be using Focus Strike, so when we call damage for our melee, we get our class ability back. We're rocking all reserve resist mods, all 3 for each element. We're rocking Better Already. Well, we know don't strand and stasis in here as well, but you know, the usual ones we see. We're rocking Better Already and Recuperation, because y'all see my recovery, literally at 8. We need something to give our health regen back in a pickle, okay? And we're rocking Void Weapon Surge. And then our class ability, class item, we're rocking Outreach, so when we shade step, we get some melee energy back. And when we shade step, we get an Orb of Light on our first kill with Reaper. And then we're rocking Bomber, so when we shade step, we get grenade energy back. And that's about it. We could change one of the resist mods based on what activity in. We can't change it to like Sniper or something, so we take less damage from that. But yeah, that's everything. Hope you guys enjoyed the Lost Sector and enjoyed this build. You truly should not die with this build. Again, I wish that I had the class item I want. I've been farming for it, and it's just not dropping for me, sadly. Even though Bungie added focusing, it really sucks. But yeah, if I had that, we would have a solar build in this build, so we have restoration going on whenever we pick up an Orb of Light, and then this build would be perfect, you know. So hopefully one of you guys got it at home, so you will have a perfect build here for survivability. Anyway, love you guys, appreciate you guys always, and until next time, stay up.